Although we want to be able to model adding integers with chips, tiles, number lines, context of situations, there comes a point where we also want to just be able to apply the rules that we've discovered that's happening, especially because we'll be dealing with larger amounts and we won't want to model those larger numbers or those super small numbers, right? So here are the rules that hopefully you've kind of noticed along the way so far. When we add two positive integers, we just get a positive, and you've known that since you started counting. The same goes for two negatives being added together. If we have a whole bunch of negatives and we add a bunch more negatives, right? Or we have a negative temperature and we drop even more, we're getting further into the negatives. When we have different signs, so a positive and a negative being combined, like right here, we just have to figure out what we have more of, right? So if the positive is larger than the negative amount, we'll end up with a positive. But if the negative number is larger, right, then the positive will end up with a negative in the end. And again, hopefully you've kind of noticed this already, but when you have this sort of situation, you're finding the difference essentially between these numbers because we know zero pairs cancel each other out, and we're just trying to find like what's left over when the signs are different. So in this box up here, you can kind of read over the rules again, what's happening. And then the examples down here, again, are just putting the rules into action. So we know 5 and 8 added together, the sum is 13. Just like -5 plus -8, that would give us a -13. Okay, I just want to be careful with saying a larger negative number. Yes, it's a bigger number as we know it, like 13, but the farther we go away from zero in the negative direction, the smaller the quantity actually is. And then down here, we can see the different sign rule. -5 plus 8, that's going to be positive because the 8 is larger, right? The absolute value is larger. And we end up with +3 in the end. And then over here, we have 5 plus -8. Well, we would end up with -3 because we have more negatives. And the balance, after those 5 zero pairs are canceled out, we will have 3 negative ones left over. So keep these rules in mind. But of course, if you need to model something out, that is always okay because that really shows that you understand what is happening with these integers and these rational numbers.